Hey, my name is Charles Panner here at JTech, and we're going to go for a pre-operation inspection. This forklift right here, this is a Hyster forklift. It's electric with a hydraulic lift system in it. Just like any vehicle, make sure you have a checklist, and when you go through your check, make any notes of anything that may be wrong, missing, such as placards or manuals, like that, so that it can be fixed for your annual inspection. First things first, you always start with one spot on the vehicle. One spot I could work with is where the operator is going to be standing. So, since we get into the vehicle, we're going to start here. First thing we'll look, there's no manual. We need to mark that down that there's no manual. Next thing you can look, you probably won't see right here, but we've got our hydraulic level. Right here shows us how much hydraulic fluid we have in there, and as you can see, that's very little. So this needs to be filled up, so we'll mark that down here. All right, make sure there's nothing loose. We've got a block up here for maintenance, so we can move that right now. It's easy. Good. So we've done that. Now we're going to walk around the vehicle before we start it. Now during our pre-op, this is a daily inspection, so make sure there's every time. So we walk around. We're looking for any holes, nicks, any damage at all. We're checking our battery area, nothing here. Checking our cables, our hydraulic cables, make sure our fittings aren't leaking right now. One thing that also might be a good thing is to bring a bottle of soap and water so you can squirt them down just to see at rest, is it actually pushing air? Because sometimes there's air gets in these lines. We come around, we check the forks. We'll make sure that they move, we'll make sure our locks work. Make sure everything moves or doesn't move if you've got it locked. All right. We're going to do both sides here. All right. We also want to check for excess grease or lubrication on our cylinders, which could show a seal on our cylinders actually gone bad. So we have to make sure we check our cylinders and our seals, any lube points. Also check our chain. This is a safety chain in case it falls. Make sure it's not too gunked up. Also one thing that if it's dry, we can use a thin, very thin lubricant on here. Not grease, but a thin lubricant on the chains. Again, check the hydraulic lines. Checking to make sure that the load brace is actually secure. All right, we're coming back around. We're going to pull our battery cables. Check our battery cables, make sure everything in there looks good. Nothing's squished, nothing's pulled out of the way. Same thing with inside. Replace the battery cable. All right, no other damage. Check our batteries. Doesn't work, which is why I pulled it out because it didn't work. All right, now we come back to the vehicle, and now we're going to turn it on. So as we turn the vehicle on, we check our battery level. It looks like that's not quite full, but it's definitely got enough for our operations. All right. Check our horn. Horn's very important to make sure people get out of the way. I'm going to turn it on. Okay, we push the dead man switch, the pedal switch on the bottom, and we go forward. You can see if it is forward. All right, let's move on. There we go. Switch these engaged better. Okay, that's something to mark down on our checklist. Bring our forks up. The purpose of bringing it all the way up is because we need to test out our sure you don't hit a light. We need to test how fast it drops. She comes down, she takes 4 seconds. There we go. That slows down, it's what it's supposed to be doing. Take it down here on the ground. Go forward. Back. this system doesn't have a brake. It's a deceleration, so as you let go, it decelerates. We can check our turns. Should we not hit anything? Alright, everything looks good. Back up here. Alright. Put the forks back down. Oh yeah, we gotta check side to side. Goes up and down. Ooh, it's sticky. Boom out, boom in, and good. All right, see, this is one of the important reasons of doing a pre-inspection for the day. We have an issue, we have to figure out what's going on. It's our dead man switch. All right, so we have a faulty wire powering a dead man switch. So we should deadline this vehicle. Alright, so as you can see, we have a faulty switch and a dead man switch. So it's faulty wire probably, so we will deadline this, get that fixed before it gets used for the day. So this machine is inoperable because that's a major safety hazard. If you have a load on here and it fails to retract or to boom out or operate, this switch allows everything to operate at one time. It's the thing that turns it on. It's a major safety hazard. So we have to deadline this vehicle and get it fixed. So I hope you learned something. One thing I didn't talk about, which you should always do, is make sure the cage is secure. I know people are like, oh, it's welded on, it's bolted on, but always check, because if you do have damage, it can shear it and break off. So this is first line of defense from anything falling on top of your head. So if you have any questions, put them down in the description below. Hope you learned something.